What is going on, my friends? It is your boy John Quick of the Talk That Lingo crew. We talk that lingo very fast. And like I always say, it is absolutely harder to keep money than to get it. And with all of what's going on in the world right now, I'm sure y'all are familiar with the sanctions that Biden has placed onto Russia due to the invasion of Ukraine. And the reason why I mention that is because it is harder to keep money than to get it, but Biden is going to be soon woken up to the fact that Russia don't need nobody money. They don't give a fuck about sanctions. In fact, the man over there that's telling these troops to invade Russia is the damn near richest person in the world. Are now joined by my brother, the one.
But the problem with him is that he don't know one thing. He's a good coach, but the one thing he don't do, he don't make.
Yes, sir.
It's good, y'all.
Yes, sir. Oh, I see you started off right. Look like you got a Corona in your hand. Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. As y'all all know, we drinking that Diplomatico. A lot of people
That shit nice too.
you can ever find. What's going on, my brother? You sound like you got a
Yo, man, I'm over here with the gang. I'm over here with Chad, my brother. We over here watching the game.
Oh yeah, what game? What game is that?
We watching Minnesota and the Cavs right now.
Minnesota and the Cavs.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Hold up.
55-54.
Hold up. Minnesota and the Cavs.
You missing out on a good game.
Hey, cheers to that, man. Hey, I'm hoping y'all enjoying yourselves over there, man. Well, you get that? You just got that bottle of Bacardi, or what you do? You just went and picked that bottle up, or you already had it?
I already had it.
Yeah.
Halfway done, shit.
Yeah. Make sure you finish that by tonight, my brother.
Cheers. You know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what you got going on, my brother? What's going on? I know you watching the game and all of that, but let me ask you about some of this Russia invading Ukraine stuff, man. What are some of your thoughts on that?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I felt bad for Ukraine because I'm like, why Russia doing this?
Yeah.
But when I saw the video of African American students, African American doctors and nurses, and family members being pushed aside and not allowed to leave the country during a time of war, and being left on the back burner, I don't have any type of sympathy for Ukraine right now.
Okay.
You understand? Now, if I saw fairness in, both, parties leaving and trying to get to safety where they were taking care of my brothers and sisters, then yeah. Okay. But all I saw across the seas was that racism is still alive, and even through war, for some reason, African Americans are put on the back burner, and we're supposed to pray for Ukraine. I'm talking to the Ukraine government. I seen the videos, and I seen how you treated them African Americans. You ain't shit. Now, my heart goes out to the family members and the children of the Ukraine government, because y'all don't deserve anything that goes on. But we do have to understand one thing. Politics always takes the control out of the control that we think we have for our lives. How quick did you guys have to go down to the bank and take your money out because of some shit you ain't have to do with?
Oh boy, they load it up because they see how.
I hear you. But what I will say though is because I do want to touch on the racism. But my thoughts on the racism don't end there, just at the border. They really start with the fact that You got these primarily predominantly white countries who wage war against other countries, and they're not being talked about the same level as black community or a black country. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it
Yeah.
is that we live in a world where there are records of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And with there being records of stuff, we should learn from our mistakes.
Okay.
And apparently, in the world that we live in and in the reality that we live in, it's a shame that reality still. It's a shame that reality from what happened years ago repeats itself now.
You played good in Toronto for all these years.
It makes me feel like
the Lord came and shot you down every
what
you know what I mean? And then
it makes me feel like what the civil rights movement means. It only stands for,
and that's about it. Never was score title, never did everything.
The area that it benefits.
Okay.
It's not a global thing.
However, now, for whatever reason, he gets.
You know, the only thing that's global is finances and war. That's it. That's the only thing that's global. Finances and war. That's it.
And then, I'm sorry, say that part again.
I said, you know, the only thing that's really global, finances and war. And obviously finances being like different resources. Like, so, okay, take Ukraine, for instance, right? I want to get into this too, but a lot of people are thinking that after all of these sanctions that the U.S. has placed onto Russia, they think that Russia is gonna stop in their tracks, or Russia doesn't, you know, appear to be going to benefit from invading Ukraine. Here's the thing: they are gonna benefit so much by invading Ukraine because of this. You know, so you have a phone, right? In your hand,
I do. I'm holding it.
phone, right? That phone has a battery, right?
Yes, it does.
Do you know what that battery is made up of?
I do. And most of the resources come from Russia.
No. I'll tell you for this, right? So the phone battery that you have in your phone,
Right.
all of the batteries that are in those Teslas, they are primarily made from lithium. You heard the term lithium?
Yeah, lithium battery.
Those lithium resources are extremely high in Ukraine. So if Russia invades Ukraine and they're successful at overthrowing the government,
Yeah.
they're gonna benefit by those resources that are there. So basically, the iPhone 14 that's supposed to come out,
Yeah.
did not come out in September because Russia is gonna control all of the batteries.
Which makes sense.
Some crazy shit.
Which makes a lot of sense. I'm not mad at Russia for that.
Are you mad at Russia at all?
I'm not mad at Russia.
Why are you not mad at Russia?
I'm not mad at Russia. You know why we can't be mad at Russia? You know why we can't be mad at Russia? Because this is part of the human experience. This is part of the human experience. The Romans did it when they conquered shit. You feel me? And this is just all part of a plan that's already been set forth before we were even born. Russia and China are partners.
Okay.
The Chinese government has already said that we were Russia, right? No, they are.
The Chinese is passive people,
bro. The Chinese government is with Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this nigga. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. There are three strong powers in this world. There's America,
Mhm.
there's China,
Mhm.
and then there's fucking Russia.
Mhm.
Okay, and then there's fucking Russia. Now, Canada is attached to America, but Canada ain't doing shit.
Mhm.
Mexico might be attached to America to make us look like a big ass continent, but can we really count on the Mexican government to? Let's be honest, they dealing with the cartel. The Chinese government knows what they're doing. My brother just said, yeah, they're passive, but the Chinese government knows Russia is going to take control of what's going on with that lithium.
Mhm.
Now, if you look at Apple, like you had just brought up with the battery, who is the biggest import of iPhones? It is China.
Mhm.
iPhone makes most of their money, more of their money over in China than they do in America. That's a fact.
Mhm.
So why wouldn't China partner up with the niggas that's about to take over the battery? Now, they might not throw some soldiers in there, right? They might not throw any soldiers, but what they're going to do is say, we understand why he's doing what he's doing. Because if China was in Russia's shoes, they'd be doing the same goddamn thing too. That's why China is in Africa. But no one talking about that, right? Let's talk about Ukraine.
Well,
China and Africa buying shit up, but ain't nobody talking about that.
well, they not over there bombing people though.
Exactly. They're not bombing people, so it doesn't make the news. Hence, that brings in that humbling part. But they still buying shit up. I don't see African Americans benefiting from that, except for the families that probably own the land and they probably got bought out.
I hear you.
Right.
I'm with you. Yep, I'm with you.
And let's really talk about how Africa is damn near all the way bordered by China. So China ain't got nothing to worry about but sticking next to the people that they know is going to come out right at the end of the stick.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's real shit.
I hear you.
Russia had enough balls to say, if any fucking country interferes
Mhm.
or does anything, nuclear shit is on high.
Mhm. They
We,
definitely said that.
we pressing buttons.
Mhm.
We on your ass, America.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is, as Americans, we took it as a joke because the next day I went on social media, I saw nothing but skits and shit about when me and my homies get the call about World War III.
Facts.
Niggas doing silly shit. Niggas talking about, man, I just popped a bunch of perks. I don't think you want to, like, come on.
That's funny though. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? So in the sense of propaganda, America don't give a fuck because we're gonna turn shit into a joke until we start seeing jets flying across us and it's like, oh, it's serious.
Mhm.
There is nothing wrong with what Russia is doing if you're dealing with the powers that Putin has to deal with. That's real shit. If you a king, a queen, a president, a person in power,
Mhm.
there will always be decisions you have to make. There will always be moves you have to make that the people might not like. But if it benefits your country in the long run, if it puts your country in a place of being a superpower, why the fuck wouldn't you want that? America is superpower. If America ran when America ran up in Iran, in Iraq, all we said was we believe they got missiles. We ain't find no fucking missiles, but we were still there for 10 plus years. Right?
Mhm.
Who the fuck came who came to help the Taliban's when America was up there with their foot in their ass for 10 fucking years, 10 plus years, and they ain't find shit.
What I will tell you is that Russia was helping Al Qaeda.
Right. But ain't nobody speaking about that though. Everyone talking about Russia running up and over here because they see some resources they can take and they can handle and move it accordingly.
Mhm.
People forget the world that we live in. There will always be a power vacuum. There will always be a power vacuum. Wherever there is resources and no one maintaining that, there will be a power vacuum.
That's true.
You know what? How about everyone want to be mad at Russia running up in Ukraine? How about everyone get mad at America raping Haiti for all their natural resources? How about that? Well, let's talk about how, Haiti's a third world country, but all the resources and all the natural shit that they have, it would put them on top, but they not, because outer source companies have control of that. Anyone mad at them? Fucking exactly. Don't talk to me about Ukraine and Russia let Russia handle their motherfucking business. And Ukraine, how you treated them African Americans, this is probably what your ass deserve.
I'm with you.
Nigga, you ain't see the videos?
I'm with you.
They laying all the little white pale motherfuckers on the train.
I'm letting
They
you.
letting mothers with kids. I get it if you ain't want the African niggas because you want them to fight. I get that. But you got mothers with kids. You put their asses on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, out the country. You got mothers cold with their kids. They not letting black people out. Yeah, Ukraine. I'm not gonna feel bad for you.
I heard black people living in Minnesota. I said, niggas don't got no business living.
I'm not gonna feel bad.
And let me go ahead and clear something up as well for the listeners. So yes, Ukraine is having a ton of people flock to their borders, and what's happening is you have African American people who are living in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
They are not allowing those African American men to leave. Now they're not making the African American men fighting the war. They're absolutely obligating the Ukrainian males fighting the war, but they're just not letting black people leave.
And yesterday
and then that's something else to talk about. So you only want Ukrainian fighters, but you got African Americans that live there,
right,
with their family.
Right.
Why aren't they allowed to fight for their home country if they fucking live there? And don't tell me, but they're not Ukrainian. First of all, we live on Earth, motherfucker. Wherever the fuck I plant my feet, that's where I live. Because it's Earth.
Yeah.
Well, wherever I see the sun, that's where I fucking live, nigga, because it's Earth. You don't tell me, oh, but it's China and you black. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Like, y'all sound crazy.
But what would you say on the contrary? And this is not something that I necessarily believe, but just going off that logic, and I want to use this to move the conversation forward. What do you say if I were to take that same logic and apply it to black people in America?
I would say that we'd already had our foot in the ground too long for anyone to say anything to us. We built this country.
Facts.
We seasoned this country.
Facts.
We dressed this motherfucking country.
Facts.
So America, if you want us to leave, you better leave with the skin you fucking came here on, because everything else you better leave. Because we gave that to you. You ain't have culture after us, and you'll never have culture before us.
That's a fact.
So let's talk. Let's talk.
I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook because that's
what you do, America. Well, what the NBA gonna do without us, nigga? What the NFL gonna do without us, nigga? We even took over baseball and hockey, nigga. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Yes, y'all love hearing us sing. Y'all love seeing us dance.
Cheers to that.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all appropriate every fucking thing that we do. Get the fuck out of here. You can't call America America without black people, nigga. What are you talking about?
That's a fact.
Y'all can't even call it the United States or nothing. Bunch of Anglo-Saxons.
Damn.
Let's still. Run it.
Let me ask you this. Just kind of shifting gears a little bit here in terms of So obviously you got a lot of people who are outraged at Joe Biden. On the contrary, a lot of
Hey,
people.
and fuck Joe Biden too, my nigga. Middle finger for that nigga, son.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook. Let me ask you this. So you got a lot of people who are outraged with Joe Biden. Obviously, a lot of people wanted Joe Biden in office. What do you say?
I didn't want that nigga in office.
But what do you say to those people who
Hell yeah.
voted for Biden and now they are having a change of heart with this war?
You know what? I gotta be a little respectful about that comment, only because my auntie voted for Biden. My auntie voted for. I'm not gonna say which auntie, but my auntie voted for Biden only because she ain't really like Trump. So I can't really say too much, because if I say too much, then that falls on her. And I love my auntie.
Well,
this what I will say.
This is the thing. A lot of people didn't like Trump and they voted for Biden. Now, after the invasion from Russia,
everybody want Trump back. Right. Everybody want a real nigga back. It isn't until real shit go off when everybody want a real nigga around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody was tripping on Trump because Trump kept it a buck. Trump gonna speak to you how your mama speak to you.
Facts.
You feel me? Right. You know what I'm saying? Trump gonna keep it fucking simple. He gonna say what's on his fucking mind, and he's gonna keep it fucking real. And that's what America fucking needed. Mm-hmm. Biden ain't been nothing but a old ass fucking this piece of shit. You don't show any strength. You don't make America come off the way America is supposed to fucking come off.
I'm with you.
Like, do y'all not get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do y'all not fucking get it? As Americans, the president is the face. That's it. But it's the people. It's the people that make America, not the president. So I want the world to hear this. If the world is looking at America and they're seeing the people in America get along, you think they give a fuck about what the president is saying?
Hell no.
Let's be honest. There was racism in America before Trump got here. There was racism going crazy before Trump opened up his fucking mouth. And people loved Trump before Trump became president. Mm-hmm. He was on WWE, he was on BET, and he was at your auntie's cookout, nigga. And now the fact that he was like, come on.
Facts. He was in every rap song ever.
Let's be serious. Everyone wanted to be like Trump until that nigga got into politics. Was like, I'm gonna say some shit you might not like. Well, guess who say shit you don't like? Your mama say shit you don't like. You don't hate your mama, do you? What the fuck is wrong with you? If your mother was president, how you think she be running the shit?
Like a damn dictator.
And what do you think Trump did? Nigga just did shit his mama probably told him to do. He was listening to his mother. I ain't mad at the nigga for that. But I can tell you a few things that nigga did. He made sure all those black historic colleges got a grant. He what else? He made sure before he left office, he put about 6,000 in our hands, nigga. Fuck you. I remember that bread, nigga. I bought some Versace's. I remember that bread, nigga. Yo, Trump. Thank you for my Versace's, nigga. You feel me? You feel me? So there's a lot I can. There's a lot I can thank Trump for. People forgot, no, you can be mad at Trump, but people forgot the stance America had when Trump was running shit. We was looking strong. We was moving strong. We was talking our shit. And I guarantee you, if COVID never hit, no one would have anything to say about this goddamn nigga. Let's think about that. If COVID didn't touch down, no one would have shit to say about Trump because the nigga had money coming in. We had mad respect across the board. Nigga, Putin was on his best buddy shit, nigga, with this nigga. Because Trump knew. Trump knew. Let me be friends with this nigga because if he want to act up, I would rather be friends. That makes sense. If you got a bunch of atomic bombs and I got a bunch of atomic bombs, I don't want us to beef, nigga. Let us be friends. Let us get money. Let us get money. Joe Biden, you ain't shit, and you ain't never gonna be shit, and your great grandpappy ain't shit. So yeah, nigga.
Damn. Great granddad. Oh man. Well, let me ask you this. So in terms of, so I see a lot of people stand for Ukraine. They want peace for Ukraine. I also want peace for Ukraine as well. Despite what my brother is saying on the left side of me here, I definitely absolutely want peace for Ukraine. So let me ask you this. So you have a application circulating around in the US where people can actually sign up to go fight for Ukraine. Would you recommend to any of your friends
fight for Ukraine? Why you see how they treating African Americans out there?
Okay.
Why the fuck would you want your black ass out there fighting when they treating our brothers and sisters like that?
I hear you. I'm with you.
And hey, you know what? If you're gonna do it for a check because you gotta take care of your family, then go ahead, nigga. I ain't want to stop a motherfucker from feeding their family. But what I will tell you is
one second though. I do want to say they didn't mention any money in this application that I saw. They didn't mention nothing about money.
If you don't stay your black ass in America, I mean, those videos alone should tell you, like, racism. How do you bring a war and racism and then want us to feel bad, but then it's our people that are being subjected to? It's our people that are being left in the war zone. Nigga, unless I'm going over there to help my people get the fuck out, I ain't going over there.
Mm-hmm.
Word up.
I hear you. I'm with you.
That shit is crazy. Oh, we want you to, but what about this? What's going on with my people? Why ain't they getting the fuck out? You trying to bring me in? Why ain't they getting the fuck out? Mm-hmm. You trying to bring my black ass in the fight, but you ain't bringing this family out to live? How that make sense, nigga?
Right.
They get me upset with that shit.
No, I mean, there's some crazy shit going on, man. It's a crazy time to live in. I remember that album, What a Time to Be Alive, man. What a time to be alive right now, man.
Shout out Drake, shout out the homie Future. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Tyler Bench.
That's a fact, man. I want to show you something I just want to shift gears a little bit here, and go off the topic of Ukraine here.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Quick.
But I do want to share this with you, and I want to get your reaction from it, okay?
Right.
I'm gonna play something. I saw something on Instagram, and I thought it was very interesting. I'll pull it up here, and I'll play it a couple times if you can't hear it, but I think it is something that I absolutely want to have you react to. And let me, if you could just give me a thumbs up that you can hear it once I get it rolling, all right?
All right, say that. Oh, yeah.
So I want to play that again for y'all, and I want to really frame this. What this guy is talking about is him being around his mom or talking to his mom, and his mom having negative things to say to him. I'm gonna run it again, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Tyler.
Do you know Mama gonna talk? Everybody know Mama gonna talk. Yo, who's up with the Wolves? Oh, it's still half?
A decision. A decision. It boils down to a decision. So let me know in the comments what y'all thought about that video. Talib, I want to get your reaction on that video right there because I heard you talking over the video, so I kind of want to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Man, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. You know what I'm saying? What's good, y'all? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Mothers are gonna say what they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the individual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I could tell my mother, I'm gonna be an astronaut. I'm gonna go to da da da, and she could say, "Boy, you ain't gonna be shit. You just like your daddy." You know what I'm saying? I got you right now. I got you right now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's about me. It's about how I take it as a person. I can either let my mother talk down at me and make me feel like shit.
Yeah.
Or I can be like, all right, man, I know my mother gonna talk. I know how my mother is. She gonna say what it is. Da da da. And I'm gonna just go still do what I need to do. So now, if you know your mother's a negative person, don't tell your mother shit.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it love. Can I keep it love? Hey, man, I love you. Da, da, da. And even if you do tell your mother stuff and she's a negative person, just take it on the chin. That's your fucking mother.
Right.
Mothers talk shit for no reason sometimes. A mother will bother you because she's a mother.
Mm.
Nigga, you could be 40 years old, go to your mother's house, tell your mother, I'm stepping outside to go get you some, and because it's cold outside, she'll still tell you to put a fucking scarf on.
Mm-hmm.
And then give you an attitude about you not wanting to put a scarf on, but you're 40.
Right.
And it's your mama.
Right. I'm with you.
So my mother, I just got to take that on the chin. Oh, you've always been big bone. All right, mom, but when I pop out on you and the nigga all muscly like, you ain't gonna have nothing to do but say love to me.
Right.
Her attitude around it is gonna change because you're like, oh my baby, oh, and then so you can't hold your mother to that one emotion, even though that's the emotion she gives off until you show her different.
I'm with you. No, I agree with you too. You know, especially as young
black mothers.
Black mothers, young black men, we had these black mothers, and they train us in a way where it's like, look, I know what's right, I know what's wrong. I've already weighed the options of not necessarily agreeing with you, and I'm not gonna go as far as to tell you that I disagree with you. I'm just gonna let bygones be bygones.
That's my KG.
What's up with my boy Chad, man? I see my boy Chad over there. What y'all got going
on?
Yo,
Chad wanted to get on the podcast and chop it up. He wanted you to ask him a few questions. I'm about to give him the phone.
Yeah, my man Chad, my brother.
What up, boy?
How you living out there, my brother?
I said Audio was talking to you. Let me stop by and say what up, man.
Yo, word up. Yo, let me ask you a couple questions on this Ukraine Russia issue, man. What are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts on the invasion?
Yo, my initial thoughts, you see, news is so distorted.
Yeah.
Right? They want to control the way people see things and how people interpret things and take things, you know. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the standpoint from like America has invaded multiple countries, and I'm not talking about in the past, right? I'm just like even within the last 20 years.
Facts.
Right? Caribbean islands, Central American places, fucking the Middle East, right? They jump in other people's countries, they do all these things, right? And we pitch it as we're doing the right thing.
Right.
You don't see the other superpowers jumping in and saying, wait, hold on. You can't drop bombs on Syria. You can't drop bombs on Afghanistan.
Facts.
You can't go into Grenada and kill the leader of the island. You can't go do this. Nobody does that. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm not saying what Russia's doing is right or wrong, but there's precedent for them to do these kind of things because guess what? Everybody does these kind of things. China's doing that to little countries around their way. They're making sure that everybody that's in their backyard is in line.
Yep, that's true.
You know, so I don't know what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. I'm not gonna speak of something I don't know about. Anytime people go and they kill people, they take their land, is always a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But everybody's been doing it. and when a country or whatever that we don't like is doing it, then there's all this propaganda that, you know, the whole world needs to get together and America needs to save people and blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't know what's going on, but that's my thoughts on that.
You think America needs to stop trying to save the day on some?
Nah, I think the news has to become the news has to be true to what the news is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an unbiased recount of what is actually going on.
Wait. I gotta stop you right there though, Chad, because you said something that I think it is very crucial that we stop and have a conversation around.
Very crucial.
The news is not supposed to be neutral. The news is not supposed to be neutral. You know that, right?
So then you're not reporting the news.
Supposed to be blind.
Here's the thing.
You're pushing opinions.
No, they're pushing propaganda.
They're pushing propaganda. Exactly. Let me break this down to the simplest form for you as well. Let's say you and I are friends, right? And we're in this group of friends, and you and me dealt with the same girl, right? And that girl comes to each of us and shares a different story with each of us. So we don't even know that we're dealing with the same girl, but me and you are friends, right?
Yeah.
Is it the responsibility of me and you as friends to disclose that information, or is it up to the girl to disclose who she is dealing with?
Wait, I'm a little confused. Are you saying who's wait? I'm confused. Repeat that.
So let's say me and you are friends, right? And me and you, we've been friends for X amount of years. We really, really good friends. Right?
And she dealt with both of us.
Okay. Is it in your mind, am I obligated to tell you, or is she obligated to tell you?
What do you mean tell? Like you that she we don't know. I know that she dealt with both of us and you don't?
No. So you and me are friends. Only she knows that she's dealing with the two of us. Me and you don't know. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
So am I obligated to tell you that I'm dealing with a girl?
Nah, nobody's obligated to do anything. Your relationships with people is for the two of you guys. You know, if you choose or decide to tell other people about it, you know, it's a choice, but it's not. There's no obligation to do that.
So
you know,
let me ask you this. Let's say, and try to apply that same logic, right? Let's say I'm a news reporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Russian news reporter, but I work for the U.S., right? Am I obligated to tell the U.S. what Russia is doing, even though I know?
So, if you're a news reporter, right, you have to be true to the profession, right? Forget what side you're on.
Okay.
Being true to the profession means that you are educating the people, right?
Okay.
And notifying the people of current events. That, to me, I mean, unless the news has a different agenda, but to me, that is being true to what that profession is. To give the people the facts and the right information on what's going on, right? The problem is that the government has to run a country,
right?
And you can't always tell people the truth. As a matter of fact, maybe 90% of the time they don't want to tell you the truth.
That's a fact.
Because you knowing the truth could compromise how they run the country.
And that's exactly why. Why I pointed out that. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
They have justification to distort the news in the way that they want, because they will prioritize keeping the peace or prioritize whatever agenda they have so that they can meet that, right?
Exactly.
So that's how they do things, right? But to me, if you're a person, see, this is the problem. A lot of people take these jobs and stuff and they don't really care, or they don't really take pride in what they do.
Right.
You can have people who are in the medical field and they go into the medical field because, you know what, it's a job security, these kind of things, but they don't have a true passion to heal people.
Yeah.
And not to come at anybody who chose to quit or not participate fully during COVID that's in the medical field, right? But that's a clear indicator and showing you of the people who really care about what they do versus the people who prioritize just their life and having good living. You know, you had people who stuck it out in them hospitals and put in 12, 14, 15-hour shifts. And at the time where we didn't know too much about COVID, put themselves in danger, you know, of catching this thing and dying and all this stuff. And they did that to save people. You know, a job, you know, at some point you have to value, what is the job worth? Is this job worth my life? Is this job worth me sacrificing all these hours? But those questions get answered depending on how much you care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, the problem with the news is that you can see, like, it's just doing their job, right, and pushing the agenda of whoever the powers are that are telling them what to do. So there's not a true passion and a true care to give people the facts and allow them to make up their own damn minds about what's going on. You know, so it's hard to, it's you get information, but it's hard to like judge these things properly. Like I won't say Russia is bad. I won't say Ukraine is bad. I can say what is bad, which is murder, killing, and all of these things. These things are bad, but I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trust the news that I'm hearing for me to make a judgment about what's going on. Because guess what? People make judgments about what's going on over here.
That's a fact.
You know, or in black communities, or
what's going on in Africa, or what's going on in Haiti, or what's going on. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, they make all these judgments, you know, and they don't know. They don't know the people. I never met anybody from Ukraine. I don't know anybody over there. You know, I don't know. You know, and it's the same thing when they had Muhammad Ali and they was trying to push him to go to Vietnam and kill people. You know, like we go to Vietnam, right? America had a war. I don't even know the justification behind going to Vietnam or whatever it is, but Muhammad Ali and these people said it. They're like, listen, I don't know these people and I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Y'all saying something, but how do I know this is the right thing to go over there to these people's lands and do this to them? I don't know.
I admire that.
The thing about what a lot of these people, politicians, people in power, what they never do is they never take accountability for the things in the past, right? You take black communities that didn't want to get the vaccination and all this kind of stuff, and they pushed all this vaccines, right? But you never had, like, if a president came up there and was like, listen, you know what? We did do experiments on people.
Yeah.
We did do fucked up shit. Pharmaceutical companies do exploit people. You know, we do put these things in your community to make you sick. So you have to live off of our hospitals and drugs, right? Nobody comes and says and keeps it real. But whatever they say, we're supposed to just take it and say, yeah, that's the right thing to do for us. You know, there's no trust. The trust is not established in this country. And this is why the government had a hard time getting people to agree to go get a vaccine. Instead of thinking it's a victory by the time they get it to 90% because they force people, they should be embarrassed.
Right.
Why did we have to force people to take something that's good for them? There's no trust. You know, so I mean, listen, like I said, I don't know what's going on over there. I hope they figure it out, you know, and people don't have to lose their lives in the process. But
so let me ask you this. Okay, so and I'm not sure if you are aware of this, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but there is a application being circulated around the US right now for people to sign up and go to Ukraine and fight for the Ukrainians. What are your thoughts
on that? I mean, I don't know if that's my thoughts on this is how far does that go? You know, because people raise a lot of questions about when they bring back the what do you call that again? The
draft.
The draft.
Yeah.
Right. And it's valid concerns, right? Like me as an American, right, being in this country and thinking that we have free rights and everything like that, which I believe we do to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Right? The initial reaction would be like, oh, they can't do that. You know, we shot that down years ago.
Yeah.
Democracy, blah, blah, blah. But from what I just saw with COVID, where you were able to force people to take vaccines that they weren't interested in doing, it kind of tells me that when the time comes, all of that goes out the window.
All of that goes out the window when the time comes. That's absolutely right.
And the next thing you know, people are like, I'm not going to war, I'm not doing this. And then guess what? 2 months later, you got a rifle in your head.
Yep.
That's
how it goes, man.
So it's like, I don't know. It's scary.
That's how So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the sanctions that the U.S. has placed onto Russia?
The thoughts on what?
So you've heard about all of the sanctions that the U.S. has put on Russia, where they have to.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those?
Well, I mean, that's how they're gonna, I guess, punish Russia for whatever they're doing, you know.
Well, the idea is with those sanctions is that those sanctions won't be felt immediately. They will be they will become more crucial over time. The longevity of those sanctions are in place will be almost catastrophic to a Russian's bank account, somebody who only had $10 in their bank account. I mean, that's really the effects of this war. When you got like, imagine you had somebody in Ukraine and they only had $10 in their pocket once Russia came to invade. What are they going to do? They never had a car. What are they supposed to do? So I'm with you. I'm with you, my brother. I hear everything you're saying, and I appreciate it for sure. That's all I got. If you are in here, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna have my brother Chad back on when it's a little more quiet in the crib.
My bad. We're watching the game and trying to.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to call back on another night so we can. Have a nice discussion for y'all. But yeah, man, Chad, Talib, anything y'all want to say to the people before we get out of here, man? I appreciate y'all tapping in for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate being heard, you know. And one thing I always get told in my line of work is never take anything personal, you know. So hopefully I don't offend, you know, and you know, it's just my opinion. Well, totally off.
The good thing is, though, my brother Chad, is that I didn't put your Instagram or your Facebook name out there yet. So once
because I don't got social media. So.
All right, well then you good to go.
But I meant to offend motherfuckers. I'm on my bully.
Y'all all know my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's going on, my brother? You got any last words for the people?
My last words for the people would be, mind your motherfucking business until you know exactly what the fuck is going on.
That's a fact. And
if you don't know entirely what the fuck is going on, shut the fuck up.
Stay your ass out of grown folk business, boy.
Stay your ass out of government business. If you wasn't in them rooms when them niggas was talking about it, then you don't know shit about it.
Facts.
The last time I checked, any type of shootout looked bad until you know what the nigga did.
Yo, they had this movie, man. It's a good movie. I forgot the name of it, but they was in court towards the end of the movie, and it was like the military, and there was a dude that was on the stand, right? And he would tell, like, basically all the shit he saw in the military, he was like putting it out there, saying, you know, the U.S. fucking up, they doing this, they doing that, right? But the one line that this dude said in the movie, what he said, bro? He was like, what did he say?
What that nigga say, bro?
Oh shit, I forgot I just had it. Yo. He said something like, he said something like, you don't know, or you don't know what we do for this country. Oh man, y'all know what movie I'm talking about?
Wait,
I think it's Cuba Gooding Jr., one of them people.
Oh wait, was it Red Tails?
But it was a white dude that said the line, like a Clint Eastwood or something like that.
Was it in Red Tails?
It could have been Red Tails. I think it was Robert De Niro or somebody like that. Man. I know exactly. He said something. He said you can't handle the truth. He was out in the military, all the messed up shit he did, but what he said was you can't handle the truth. And the reason why to me it's a powerful line is because it's like what Adi was saying. You don't know the people, what they're doing in the rooms. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know what the intent is 10, 20 years or whatever it is. So it's like we could only judge from what we're seeing, but we don't really know.
Yeah, you know because so it's like once again to harp on what you were saying about the news, it's like they really sugarcoat the news and morph it into a way that they want you to see. And it's like that, and like you said, to your point, it's like with Muhammad Ali, he didn't know what he was going to Vietnam for because the news was telling him this, but it could have been this.
A whole other shit.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand, man. Well,
yeah, we don't know, man.
We don't take
we just-
sides until we know what's fully going
We
on.
just gotta hope that this country, you know, regardless of the bad or good things they do, that hopefully down the line there's some kind of target that they're trying to hit that is going to benefit all of humanity.
I doubt it.
Personally, deep down, I believe America has a plan to do that.
I doubt
my
it.
personal belief, you know, and with all the bad stuff, I believe there's some kind of, because yo, listen, the road to get everywhere is not easy. You know,
That's true.
and some people think like, yeah, you go in the country and you do kumbaya all day and you be peaceful and you're nice, and you think that's what's gonna make or change in the world, and that's not necessarily the truth. You know, even like in this country, people say, yo, black people got they got their rights and all this kind of stuff because we fought so hard and we protested. Nah, we got these stuff because there was a bloody civil war.
And we wear Balenciagas. We ain't free.
People died in the war.
Facts.
That's why that's one of the main reasons we even got to this point. So again, maybe America got some big true calling to for the whole world to get together, and they got to do it sometimes nice ways and sometimes they got to do it ugly. But I don't know. Again, I'm not in no rooms with the people at the top making those decisions. So.
Right.
But you got to think about it too, because it's easy for us down here to judge. But when let's say you get into a position of you start in the country, you're trying to, you know, make some kind of utopia or whatever it is, you got to think about it. Is it really that easy? Is it just like, make laws and people follow it and, you know, the world will be a better place? And I don't think it's that easy. You know, sometimes you got to do some ugly stuff.
Yeah.
That's
what happens. You got to listen. It's not all peaches and cream. It ain't all fun and games. You feel what I'm saying? It's not. Some people gonna have to get their hands dirty. Some people gonna have to get dirt under their nails.
And people follow. A lot of people
are
Christians and they follow the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look in the Bible, God murdered at least 2 million people by himself.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah.
No, you got to hold the phone and say that.
But it's true.
You got to say that.
Majority of all the murders that happened in the Bible, God was responsible for. He wiped out people who disagree with them. He wiped out people who questioned why he wiped out the other people.
Right there. Yo, I'm gonna ask Chad to come back.
Yo, listen. They got this story of Job, right? Before the devil became the devil, he was an angel and everything, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking with God one day, and he was like, "Yo, listen, God, you know your boy Job and shit. I don't really think he all there for you, you know." And God was like, "What you mean? Job prayed 5 times a day. He do everything. He treat people nice, you know, all of this or whatever." And the devil was like, "So let me test him." So God said, "All right, go ahead, go test him." So you know what the devil did?
What?
He killed all 10 of his children. He killed all 10 of Job's children.
What?
Yeah, he killed all 10, and then he thought Job was gonna be like, "Oh, F God, you know, shit is messed up, whatever." But Job didn't do that. He got on his knees and he kept praying. And then God went back to the devil and was like, "Yo, listen, you tried it. Job's still with me, so you know you was wrong." And you know how he rewarded Job? He gave him 10 new children. Yo, but listen, but them 10 murders is still on God. The devil carried out those murders on the word of God. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, it's so many stories. There's so many stories. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not trying to say the Bible this or the Bible that. All I'm trying to say is that even if you look at the stories that are the foundation of the things that we come up on in this country in terms of religion, right? Mm-hmm. It's not all peaches and cream. There's ugly shit that gets done. Doesn't mean it's right. I'm not saying that. But that's what happens.
That's the history of shit.
That's the history of shit.
I tell you, I'm gonna concede that point to you because I remember when I met you and I was at your crib. You said something very, very you said something that was like groundbreaking to me. Now I'm not gonna repeat what it was, and the reason why is because I remember verbatim what you said. I don't remember precisely what you said, but from that moment I knew that you were absolutely smarter than most people in this regard, and it was revolving a religion and something like that, and then more so it was like between relationships and religion. I can't remember. Like I said, I can verbatim tell you what you said, but not precisely. But that's the exact reason why we are gonna need to have you. Listen, man, we are a small podcast, man. We need these thoughts like this. So I appreciate you definitely coming on. We're gonna end the show there because that's a hot topic. I mean,
I didn't mean
no, bro.
I didn't mean to switch gears like that. But I was just trying to say that these people in leadership positions and all throughout the history and everywhere, right? They are faced with a lot of problems and decisions that the normal person isn't. So it's easy for the regular person to judge the actions of the people at the top, but you're not up there. So you don't, when you're talking about you got to feed a population and you got to, like, I mean, the kind of things that they're doing at the top to benefit the world.
What would America do to make sure Americans benefited, and would we allow their evilness to make sure we was good?
Personally, I think America is pushing an agenda to unify the whole world under one country, one set of laws that apply for everybody. And you can preach democracy, you can do all of that and hope the rest of the world gets to the point that you want to be at. It doesn't mean they will.
Right.
So they're going to push their agenda in other ways. Ultimately, is it the right thing to do? I don't know. You don't know until all the dust is cleared.
Yeah.
And then you see what you got.
Yeah, that's true. I want to shift the focus a little bit here. I got something that I want to share with you. I want to get your reaction on it. Now, like I said, this won't be involving Russia or anything like that, or anything completely out of left field. I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
I forgot to look at the sunset. Oh, stop that.
I'm gonna pull it up. Right. It's gonna be a little out of left field, but I want to get your reaction on it. All right. All right. Now here it is. Okay, I may need to play it a few times. I may need to play it twice for you to actually hear it and get all the information. But I want to share this with you.
Nah, it ain't no audio coming through.
No audio?
No.
It's low, bro, because I got it on the phone. I don't got it on the laptop.
But based off the caption, I guess she's saying something about you don't need a man.
Wow, yeah, facts. What are your thoughts on that? I didn't even have to play it for you.
Bitches need a man.
Give me your thoughts on this. This woman is 61 years old. She's about to get dressed and go out on a date.
Man, these bitches need a man.
Doesn't have a man, and she is encouraging young women that they can live their lives without a man. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Yo, the one thing that helped me out when I was younger was knowing that you control your own reality.
Okay.
You control how you feel. You can control how you feel to certain things. You can control your perspective. You can create a reality within you that can give you peace.
Sure.
So if for some people that peace is that you don't need a partner, and you can move through this world and be happy without it, then that could very well be what it is for some people. One thing about life, everybody's different.
True.
And the differences that everybody has are becoming more visible and more accepting, because of all the platforms we have for everybody to speak and to express themselves. So if somebody feels like for them, not having someone made their life happier and easier and less stressful, then maybe that works for them, and that's fine. The only problem I see is that a lot of times people preach certain things based off negative experiences they have, and then they trying to write some kind of thing that's wrong with them, and they try to do that by getting other people to agree with them or who are in the same space as them. And when people do things for those reasons, it doesn't mean that
it's not genuine.
To me, it's not a good way to get your point across.
Because you're not in that state forever.
You know,
Because
so
then 5 months later,
because if she takes a position of you don't need a man, so don't have a man, don't get a man, get rid of your man, blah blah blah, then that's something different than just trying to say that not having someone you can have a happy life.
Oh, so you're saying that if her position is get rid of your man, then that's a negative thought. But if she's showing you how to live without a man, then that's completely different.
It depends on what the source of her putting out that information comes from. Right? If it comes from a place where she feels like, you know, a lot of people feel dependent on having a partner and these kind of things, and she's trying to say like, listen, don't use that to define your whole life, and define you as a person, and use that to make you happy, then that's okay. But if she's preaching it from a place like, get rid of your man, don't get it, like, you know, like, you know, she's trying to push an agenda, then that's when it changes from being something that could actually be helpful to people to then being something that's just like negative, you know, like throwing negativity out there.
Right. Let me ask you this. Do you think it is at all harmful for, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to ask you very specifically. Do you think it is at all harmful for Black women to grow up thinking, or at least get to the age of 61 thinking that you don't need a man? Do you think that that is detrimental to our community?
Like I said again, it depends on the message, right? If she's
my young boy,
if she's pushing this from a negative standpoint, then yes, it is detrimental, because you're guiding people to do something that might not necessarily be something that's good for their life, right? If you're pitching as an option,
I'm with you,
right, that you can do certain things and be happy, that's okay, you know. But for her to go out there and then be saying like you don't need a man, to me it already signals that it's coming from it's not coming from a good place.
Right. It's not something that she actually, no, I hear you. I'm with you.
The thing about it is, like, people go through shit. Everybody goes through shit in life, you know, and some people come around and they cultivate that kind of like, they cultivate those kind of bad thoughts and push that agenda, and it keeps people in these dark places instead of taking them out these dark places, right? Everybody has had, well, not everybody, but people have bad relationships, people have negative interactions with each other. That's just part of life. But if you harbor on that and then you use that as some kind of like weapon to go and attack people for how they choose to live their life, that's wrong.
That's detrimental. Right.
Yeah, I would never tell somebody you need a man or you don't need a man, or you need a woman or you don't need a woman. You need to do what makes you happy, what generally makes you happy. You know, and you know, I think that's what I got on that.
I hear you. I'm with you. I hear everything you're saying. It definitely makes a lot of sense. Especially with something like this, you know, the world that we're living in today. We have so many platforms. It's being highlighted right now that people are different, and it's okay to be different from everyone else. It's being highlighted.
Yeah. But again, sometimes you got to see what the source is, right? Like, one thing the government did with Black people in terms of families in this country is they put a lot of shit in place to destroy our families. You know, they empowered women to get their own place, you know, with kids. You know, they don't need the Black man, they don't need this, they don't need that, you know. And I don't know if it was done out of good intentions. I don't know if it was done out of bad intentions, but it had a very negative effect on our society.
Well, that's actually why I wanted to show this video. And like I said, I hear you on the point of, if she's saying any of this stuff from a negative point of view, then I understand what you're saying. However, I want to talk about this message getting out there and then people misinterpreting this message, and they will be more aligned to what you were saying about the government putting on to Black people about how they were telling these young African-American women to go out and get their own apartments, get their own jobs, tell the Black man you don't need him. that's part of the reason why I see something like this, a 61-year-old beautiful, beautiful black woman highlighting a one single evening on TikTok that she had with herself and completely negating the fact that she's living her life alone. To me, that appears to be detrimental to someone who's going to misinterpret this, regardless of what standpoint this woman is speaking from. I can see where this message that she's putting out there could get misinterpreted and could be used for the wrong reasons. What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's true. That's true. That's totally true. My guess is that it's not coming from the place that I believe it would be okay to come from. You know, I mean, I haven't seen the video.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and that makes sense.
That would be my guess on that, because it's shown how, you know, our families and stuff has just been. Did she grow up with her father? It's a lot, and it goes back to slavery. It goes back to a lot of things on how they separated our families. You know, and you know, we have a lot of hatred towards each other.
That's true, man.
There's a lot of layers to it. Like I said, I didn't hear the video, so I don't know where she's coming. She could be very well coming from a place of like liberation. And, you know, I'm 61. Maybe she was in a long time.
Look at Chad being the politician. Like I didn't see the video, so I can't even.
I don't want to cast judgment. You know, that's all.
Look at Chad. Listen, I ain't see the video, so I ain't gonna make a political decision yet. After I see the video, I can make a determination on what I actually think. I can formulate my thoughts a little bit more clear. No, that's basically what I heard you say, my brother.
When it comes to her thinking of why she feels she needs to be alone and be happy the way that she is.
But also you don't know the person.
That pussy already dried up, girl. You probably gave it away.
Oh yeah, see, and that's why I couldn't show him this video. That's why I showed him a different video. In fact, you know what, Chad? I'm gonna show you this next video. Let me know if you can hear this video. However, let me see. Let me make sure. All right, let me know if you can hear this video. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna try to start getting him really killed. Can you hear that?
Nah.
All right. I'll leave it there. But yeah, Chad, my brother, I appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, you gotta let me know when you get some time, even if it's like 10 minutes. I was letting audio know that I can pre-record as well. Right now we live, but I could pre-record. So even if we did like a 10-minute conversation with the three of us, that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And a lot of, I would also say a lot of these topics with like other groups involved, meaning like discussing like women or whatever, it's good to get them on, at least get one person on that represents that group, so that you know, because it's hard to speak on people's perspective on things, and you know we're not women, you know what I mean? So nice to get them on and then just see someone who could, but. Again, everybody's life, right? You could only have so much experiences in your life. It is nowhere near representation of the wider pool of experiences of other people. You know, so that's why I try not to cast judgment. I try to look at things and try to see like how everybody can move to a place of just peace. You know, and it's hard, man. Look, I try to be as positive as I can in my life, and I will be truthful. I've failed many times, you know, and you know it's hard. It's hard, you know. It's a lot of therapy. It's a lot of education. It's a lot, you know. And so these podcasts, these kind of things, that people get to have an outlet, and everybody gets to listen and to get different funny. They're very important. So you know, the work you're doing is good. You know,
We'll talk.
Yeah, more people can see it, you know.
Yeah, man. Let's do it, my brother. You know, I'm all about positivity. I'm all about working. All I do is work. My brother. That's it. So if it's positivity out there that needs to be displayed, I'm all for it, my brother. I'm all for it.
It definitely sounds like you pushing an agenda, you know. And the agenda It's more so to unite our people, to unite relationships between men and women, and to try to do some salvaging of the damage that's been done.
You and my friend, you would be absolutely correct about that. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of my thoughts with something like this. And the reason why I am pushing this agenda, you are absolutely correct. I am pushing an agenda. And the reason why is because I do think that in our community we have a
Should have been a jump over. The second they both had hands on it, that should have been a jump
in our like I said, I'm not gonna take too long with this, but in our community, we have a victim mindset where we've been victims and we harp on being victims. Like we point the finger at, oh, it was this man, it was this guy who did this guy did this guy did that. And at this podcast, we are solution-based thinkers on this podcast, and that's why I do have that agenda to try to formulate a solution for some of these issues. Because I know a lot of people who come on, or not even come on here, but they go on TV and then they say, it was this person's fault, it was this person's fault, it was this person's fault, and they completely negate the fact that they did something wrong too. You get what I'm saying? So there's that. Yeah, man. I just think it needs to be talked about, brother. That's it.
Jabba is wilding.
He's wilding right now.
Hey, y'all watching Ja. I'm about to tune into the game, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, man, for sure. I'm gonna hit y'all up later in the week, man. Y'all brothers be good. God bless y'all brothers, and enjoy the evening, my brother.
You dig? Yo, I'm gonna see you in Philly this week, man.
Philly this weekend, man.
You know the fucking vibes, man.
Philly this weekend, my brother. Stay blessed. Stay black. Stay humble.
Excellence. Stay excellence.
Stay excellent. He's
stay black. Stay excellence.
yes, sir.
Stay Hunnit K.
Stay Hunnit K. Lingo gang. You already know the vibes.
Stay Hunnit K. Stay excellence.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know the vibes.
Y'all know the vibes, my boy. Yo, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you getting my brother Chad on, and I'll holler at you later, my brother. And God bless you and my boys.
That's a fact, family. We out.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm just gonna get